Hey guys, what is up? This is Akram, your friendly neighborhood Facebook marketer, and today in this video we're going to be talking about Cat Howell's rapid fire test to find profitable Facebook ad campaigns or profitable audiences, if you may want to call it. Now, in my previous videos, I've actually talked a lot about building customer avatars and really understanding, the messaging and all of those behind it. But to put things into perspective and to put it all into contextual so that you can actually go out there and implement it, what I'm going to do, because there's hundreds of different data points that you can essentially test on Facebook, but it doesn't really make sense when you actually are inside, because you are probably bombarded with like all this different uh, roles that Facebook has, this different channels that you can test out, this different objectives, which ones are the best, how to pick audiences, what creatives to come out with. So essentially, what the rapid fire test does, it helps you find the most profitable campaigns in a very quick sort of a manner. Probably you'll end up spending anywhere less than $100 to find your profitable audiences and targeting, right? Like I said before in my previous video, you really need to have a customer avatar uh, and understand like what kind of people you're going after. So for example, like here, I have an audience where I have different customer avatars, which is like business opportunities, maybe entrepreneurs, maybe stay-at-home moms, or maybe you're going after veterans, right? So now you know who you're trying to sell to, right? You understand that these are the people that you're going after. Now, the next column here, I kept it blank so that you can kind of go over there and kind of fix your own ideas and put it into perspective so that it will make more sense to you. Is what are their core values, right? And now values comes down to two very important things, which I feel. One of them being their wants, and one of their being their needs. So to give you an example, now business opportunity. These are probably people who are already employed. Maybe they have a 9 to 5 job and they're looking for something like a side hustle or a side business to make more income. So now you have their wants, which is they want to have a side income. Maybe they want to leave their job. Maybe they want to support their family even more, right? So you have like these core values for all of these people, right? And for each one of this core values, the messaging that you're going to make for one of the core values that you're trying to portray is of course going to be different. Because for example, for someone that's going to leave their 9 to 5 job, the messaging will be different to someone who wants to leave and create a side income, right? So that really helps you understand how to go about and build your messaging. And then when it comes down to targeting, what I essentially do is for each one of these audiences, I create two different targeting, so two different interest group. So one can be sort of like a broad where you're going after everything, and the second can be a little bit more precise where you're just going after the people that you want to go. And why I do that is because sometimes, more often than not, what will happen is your targeting would probably be really bad or really shitty, and you wouldn't really understand what was working. So it's always essential to have like a backup targeting or a backup audience. I usually do like one interest group because I've nailed down my audiences and my targeting. So I do like one interest group and I do like maybe one lookalike. And of course, like each one of these audiences will probably be running to different funnels, I'm assuming, right? So like for moms, like you find out what their core values are, what are their wants, what are their needs. And then you build the messaging along with that, and then you'll go ahead and find the targeting. And the best thing about that is you're not gonna be spending a lot of money, probably I would say around $20 per ad set. So you can start with one, and then you let it run for like 3 to 5 days, and less than $100 spent, you found your Facebook ad campaign, which is not only profitable, but you've went through all these values, messaging, and targeting. Isn't that impressive, guys? And also one more thing I would like to add into this is when you are building your targeting, I get this asked a lot. They're like, what are the audience sizes that I should go after, right? Because there's so many audience sizes you can build. The audience keep increases. You can do, you can expand your audiences essentially by just doing a checkbox inside of Facebook that says expand audiences based on your interest that you choose. I would usually uncheck that because I don't want Facebook to go out and look for more people with that automatic checkbox. I would uncheck it. But your sweet spot, I think, is gonna be anywhere between 100K to 500K. And then of course your lookalikes are probably going to be in millions, so that's fine. But if you're building out interest-based audiences, I would suggest anywhere between 100K to 500K. That's going to be your sweet spot. And if you were to do this, you can essentially, this takes a lot of time, but I've tried to condense everything into this one video. But this will actually, if you were to do this properly, this will actually not only end up spending, you'll not only end up, losing a lot of time, but you'll also not end up losing a lot of money, because this rapid fire test is structured in a way to give you the most amount of output for the most amount of action you take based on all these steps that are out there. So essentially, that's what it comes down to, guys. Go out there, construct your values, construct your messaging around, your customer avatar, and then choose your targeting. Go out there, spend $20 per day for 3 to 5 days, depending on how much you're comfortable spending. And less than $100, you're going to be able to find your Facebook ads from that point onwards, where you can go ahead and scale and optimize. I hope this has been really informative for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on a different video. Cheers.